Recording. Let's go. Okay, guys, we are live. If just a quick couple housekeeping rules. If you're in a loud environment or got a lot of background noise, just mute your microphone. And if you want to talk on the mic there when we start running through things, just type it in the chat there, and I'll unmute you. It's all good. So I took interesting day today. I didn't Monday. I usually play it safe. I don't expect too much going on, but caught a couple good trades today. Kind of broke my rules a little bit. Took a trade in the afternoon on that halt resume on TROV, but everything was kind of lining up to take it. So I'm going to run through that. Well, actually, no. Which one do you guys want to go through first? You want to go through ADXS or what? Who wants to do what? I'm down for whatever. Let's do ADXS. I got it up. So here's my approach on this guy right here, guys. Okay, ADXS. Big gap up. Big gap up this morning, okay? That's what we're looking for. It was #1 on the gap list. It had some pretty good news, but again, with news, you know, I don't really play news, man. I play the chart history. You know, I play what the stock tells me it's going to do. So my first thing I noticed that, and then I think everybody in the room was watching this guy, this one right here, this daily candle right here. I don't know why my charts. Give me 1 second here, guys. I got to turn on. I just had to redo this chart. There we go. That's why. Let me use crosshairs. There we go. All right, we should be styling now. Turn this on. Okay, now we're styling. Okay, so a lot of chatter about this candle right here, and you guys were absolutely correct. Everybody was right. This is exactly what I was looking at too. All right, so I'm imagining this was my process approaching this morning in the pre-market. So if this stock 80XS runs, we're looking for it to top out here in the 1020s. Okay, we're looking for 1020s to hold. That's what I was basing this whole trade off of, and I think a lot of the other guys were too as well. Again, a small pivot point right here, comes down, just consolidated for like a day, maybe 2 days, crashed below it, hasn't hit above it since. This day right here, and then this is what I talk about major resistance, guys. So this day right here, did you guys look at this? We had 15 million resistance right here. Couldn't break out. 15 million in volume, couldn't break out. By the end of today, we have 14.11 million. So very close to the same volume, pretty much the exact same result. Actually, a lot worse. It got smacked down a lot worse. Okay, so that's the main thing I was looking for in this trade. Obviously, we got a gap to fill up here, but I'm not even worried about this $21 level. So let's just take it here. And then another thing I noticed on the daily, guys, that we had our VWAP right here. I had our VWAP right at 11 bucks. So if you don't have your VWAP when you're looking at your daily, make sure you incorporate that VWAP on your daily chart, because it, like everything else, support and resistance, it can act as resistance going up, it can act as support going down. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? So that was my complete approach to this stock right here, was these two lines right there, watching this candle. What do we see? If it fails right here, we can potentially look to profit right here at 762. We can also draw one down here at the candles in the 670s, okay? So I do the exact same thing every stock, guys. So let's go into the intraday action and see what happened. So as we all were watching, this guy was pushing up all pre-market, okay? Let's zoom in here. Zoom in, yo. Right here. Okay, so we're pushing up pre-market. I was going to actually long this thing pre-market because I saw the setups. If you look right here, here is a nice bull flag. It's not the cleanest bull flag. Pull right back to VWAP. Big squeeze up. Another pullback. It wasn't respecting the 9 very well there. This one is pretty ugly, but it was right here that really caught my attention. I think I said in the chat, this thing's either going to push up or push down right here. And basically right here at this candle, first candle, make the new high here on this consolidation right at the 9 EMA When it curved up, it just shot up like crazy. Right here, guys, a really nice bull flag pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4 candles of pullback. Longs are looking at this level right here, guys. They're looking for the first candle to make the new high. Everybody longed it right there. And what do you see? The most volume of the day on this candle right here. Okay, so this was what? Right at 9. This is the 9:31 candle. So we opened up here, guys. I'm watching this. I've already secured my shorts. I secured my shorts right on this push up right here because I wasn't sure if it was going to get up here. So as this started pushing up right here, that's where I grabbed my shorts. I'm just waiting for it, hoping that it has what it takes to get up here to this 1020 level. So we squeeze up here on the 9:31 candle. This is what I was hoping for. I said, okay, here we go. Comes in right here, pushes through, closes above. Okay, cool. I'm not sold. I'm not taking the position yet because it's not showing me any signs, right? What we want to do is see if it breaks out here, we're waiting for that to turn in to support. You guys remember that? Breaks out. It's not a breakout till it comes down and tests support, and it's got to close above it. It does right here. When it came down here, I took a very small starter right on this 1018 level. Very small, like very, very small. Only like 250 shares just to get my feet wet. So then it pushes up. I wasn't worried about getting squeezed. I was fully prepared for it to squeeze because I wasn't sold on this breakout. Gets up to 1070. What do we got here? 1079. So what's 1079 on our daily, guys? Super close to VWAP, 1110. Okay, we're getting right up there, and it's losing steam. So this candle right here on the push-up, our most volume, guys, was on this guy right here, okay, on the big push up to this level. After we get up here, guys, first thing I'm noticing, lower. So what does that tell us? Potentially, this is the start of the backside of the move. That's the way I'm looking for. I'm looking for volume to start to taper off, increasing on the push up, coming down for the backside of the move. So as I'm watching the volume come in, I'm not sold on this breakout, even though it turned into support. Comes back here, tests this 1079, pull back right here. We open right here, and I'm watching the tape heavy. I'm watching for the push down, and it immediately pushes back down. 1018 does not turn into support. It crashes right through it. I'm looking to go full position right now. Comes back up. I'd let this candle close. As soon as this candle opened and just barely pushed up there, I was full position right there. So I basically, I was I wouldn't chase this right here into my positions because I'm not sold on it yet. I want to see it come down. Right here is my confirmation. This candle right here. We open, we test, we cannot, pushes right down, comes back up, closes here. You could have gotten short right here as well. It ended up retesting. These are your confirmations right here, guys. This guy breaking through, these two right here. Now, it was Monday, and I went against my rules. I did not maximize my position on the trade. I got a question here. So how do you know if the stock will break the pre-market high or not? You don't know. You're just playing price action. You're watching the tape. You're watching your level 2. I wasn't sold on this stock because it had pushed up so much. I wasn't sold on it breaking out over VWAP on the daily. I just wasn't. If it kept going up towards that VWAP and actually hit it, I probably would have added right there. I play these stocks a little bit different with price action. I'm willing to get squeezed a little bit and average in a little bit. I don't recommend you do that until you get comfortable playing these stocks. I recommend just trying to aim for the perfect high. This was the perfect entry right here. These 3 candles, guys. We come down, we break that 1018, closes here, short here, or short here. Anywhere right here would have been the absolute perfect entry on this stock. That makes sense to you guys? These candles right here. This was the beauty entry. Now, Monday, I played it kind of safe. I wanted a good start to the week. I am kicking myself for it now because I knew that I shouldn't be covering. I knew I should be holding this thing for 2 or 3 support levels because I thought this thing was going to get absolutely crushed. Mike played that candle as a washout. Which one? This one right here? Yeah. Did he long it for a quick bounce, or did he short it and cover? Yeah, quick bounce. See, that's a beautiful thing, man. Like we can all be in the same room and look at stocks completely different, right? I look at it completely different than what Mike does, but at the end of the day, we're both making profit. So that's a beautiful thing to me. I think that's awesome. We can all learn from each other. So I got in, I got full position right here, guys. And look what happened. Ended up covering on this huge wash. I got out, I believe I bottom ticked this right here. Of course, kicked myself for it because I knew this thing was going to get fucking demolished all day. I knew it was going to get smashed, but I just wanted to play it safe. I should have, why is this like this? I should have held and played it, but, like we say, you never go broke. You never go broke taking profits. Why is this like this? Let me pick that right now. There we go. You never go broke taking profits. I longed on the backside at $9 for a small bounce, but didn't bounce at all. Can you tell me your entry? Can you tell me what candle you got in on? Um, you Cletum. Am I saying that right? Cleater? It's hard to see. Um, okay, when you're longing on the backside, my friend, you got to be really careful because there's a very good chance you're not going to get a bounce at all on the backside of the move. Really, this was your absolute clue that this was the top. This big double top right here, right at the VWAP, coming down, huge drop. This is a good signal that this is the backside of the move. So you got to be super, 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 super careful if you're trying to long a bounce because it's super risky. A lot of the time, Mike talks about it all the time, super risky trying to play a bounce on the backside. It's usually just huge washouts. Does that make sense? Man, that sucks. I was watching the replay and it really only bounced off that 970 level. Second washout never bounced. Yeah, it is. You got to watch that backside, guys. You got to watch the backside on the bounces. It's really tough. You got to be super quick on your hotkeys if you're going to take it, if you even get a bounce. Very tough. But I would not be chasing along on the backside of the move. I would if you're looking for a bounce, I would let this thing fall and then look for a curl to retest the highs. But today we didn't get that. It just ended up getting smashed all day long. I should have held. I should have at least taken profits down in this area right here or down to the 762 area. But whatever, man. There'll be another play tomorrow. It's all good. I longed at the big red candle, and then 30 seconds later, it was down. You longed on this one right here? You longed on this guy right here? God damn. Longed on the big red candle, and 30 seconds later, it was down to 850. Oh, okay, you really knew. Okay, so, yeah, I stay away from you're trying to chase a move right here. So just don't take anything since you're so new. Don't take anything on the backside. Once this stock starts pulling back like this, see how it's like a big mountaintop right here? You have this double top at the peak, and then it's just like, when you see that and things are going to the backside, unless you're shorting, be very, 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 very careful about that. The meat of the move, guys, was really pre-market. But then, you had these 4 candles right here to make your move to the upside. That was pretty much her. But then, guys, look at these same setups that we talk about all the time that we talked about. Big drop, consolidation back to the 9 EMA. Big drop, consolidation back, a little bounce, and then it continued to go south. You see these moving average pullbacks extended. That's why I talk about being extended. Move sideways back to the 9, another drop. Move sideways back to the 9, looking for another drop. Yeah, I was in at 9 and sold for 936. Okay, that's good. That's good. Good for you. I'm glad you didn't get stuck bag holding on this thing. So good job. Good job. But I would stay focused and trying to stay on this side. I'm only telling you because I've experienced it too. I don't want to get caught. You don't want to get caught holding the bag and be like, fuck. Do I take the L or is it gonna bounce? It's tough, but good job. $135. Not bad, my friend. You got out lucky with that one. that was my approach on this, guys. So if I go back in here, let's have a look at these levels. I want to get rid of all these, and I just want to see at the end of the day how these levels right here played out. Because I like to do this. I like playing around. Did 6 even hit? Let's see, 620. Oh no, close at 645. Okay, so let's go see. And we're just basing it strictly off this candle right here. Let's go see if this intraday price action came into existence. Okay, so close at high day here. This area, not so much. We had some consolidation right here. But again, drops back down. Boom, consolidation right here. So you guys see these levels keep coming into play. You know what I mean? If you just focus on the daily, it can tell you where the stock can top out and where it can potentially go to. So, you know, if you're looking at that 761, and you know, I fucked up playing this today. I didn't maximize my trade. 761 was the closing price of this daily candle we're looking for, right? So if we just hit our price target, once it starts dropping, could have taken it right there. Instead of me taking it right here at 855, I could have gotten a whole extra point out of that. I didn't have huge share size either. I only had 2,000 shares. But I was able to get, you know, a $1,700 mover just at a small share size just by getting it at the top for the big move, guys. See how easy this is? You don't need huge size to get big returns as long as you're getting it at the top. Okay, so that was my basically that was my trade on it. And as you can see, history repeated itself. Topped out right here, regain resistance, big fall. Where do we got? Drops right down to the opening price of that daily candle. We have consolidation. Could have taken profit right there. What does it do? Drops back down. Another profit target right here. And then it ended up, look at this, right at the close. It ended up going right to 662. Tomorrow it will gap down and it will get ugly. But you see how these price targets are always hitting? It's not a coincidence. You know, I show you guys all the time, you know, trying to show you guys what I'm seeing, and it's not a coincidence. This happens so much, and you guys are getting it. I see you guys in the room. A lot of you guys are all on this daily candle, and it was awesome. It's just I think a few of you guys hesitated on pulling the trigger. I think a few of you were writing in there. You just hesitated to get in there. So if the trade is there and everything's telling you to take it, you know, me, yeah, John, yeah, for sure. You were looking right at that level, weren't you? I think I remember you typing about it, saying you hesitated on taking it. You were looking at it right here, weren't you? Right in this area. Yeah, I saw it, and even had shares. Oh man, yeah, I've been there. But do you see? You see there, John, where you could have entered 1, 2, 3. As soon as you're regaining resistance, it came down. It kind of broke out. It was more of a fake out. You could have gotten a scalp there if you're scalping it. But as soon as this candle comes down and cracks support, you know, we're back into bear territory. This next candle, as you tell all, comes up, can't break out. This forms a resistance, can't break out, turning into resistance. If it can't break out, what's it going to do, guys? It's going to break down. So I know it's easy to see it in hindsight. You just got to kind of pull back a little bit and talk to yourself during the trade. You know, that helps me too. Just talk to yourself. Talk to yourself about what you're seeing in here. I couldn't alert too much in there because I was already in the trade, so I was glued. I was glued to the level 2 and tape. More so on the tape. You know, I'm always watching the tape to see what's coming through. That kind of tells me all. Yeah, and the last one is perfect. Yeah, this is a very bearish candle right here, guys. This is a very bearish candle. Now, granted, guys, back in the pre-market, I almost took this pre-market, and I'm glad I didn't, because what do we see here? We have 1 doji at high a day, 2 dojis at high a day, and on the 5-minute, I also said this in the chat, on the 5-minute, 1 doji, 2 dojis. Wicks. I wasn't sure if this thing had what it took to break out, but as you can see on the 5-minute, a nice moving average pullback right here. And I said when it got here, thing's either going to break down or it's going to spike up, and it's spiked up. So I'm constantly watching my 1 and 5-minute. So The dojis were just like, yeah. But then the overall trend of the day, though, guys, was to the downside. You know, they didn't lie. It didn't reverse right here. We got squeezed up. But then the overall trend, obviously, as we all saw, was a massive move back to the downside. So hope that clears up questions and about my entry and kind of how I approached it. You guys were all approaching it right. It's just it was a pretty fast moving stock. There was a lot of volume coming in here, so you had to be pretty tricky with it. But as you guys can see, the volume was slowly dying off. But as soon as it got right here, I took full position right here. And then it just, volume died off, and that was it, man. You said it perfectly, pre-market. You said that you weren't sure, and if it goes, it goes. There's always tomorrow. Exactly. Just because, you guys, you're here in the pre-market and we're all there watching it, doesn't mean you have to take a trade. Save your bullets for the A+ setups. I had 2 really good setups today. I wasn't even planning on trading today. If ADXS did not get to 1020, I wasn't going to even take a trade. Because there was that possibility of it coming around and squeezing up to that 1020. So once we opened and started pushing up there, as soon as we got up here, I was like, okay, it's on. And that's when I got my shorts. Why is this? There we go. I got my shorts right in this push up here. As soon as we got up here, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go, 2,000 shares. But don't stress it in the pre-market. If you're not seeing anything, you're not seeing anything. Don't force a trade, because if you're trying to force a trade and it's not there, it's usually going to go against you. Anything you guys wanted to go over on ADXS? I'll just be quiet. You guys are all unmuted too. If you guys want to chat or type in the box, it's all good. Okay, we're all good. Okay, awesome. I'll give it 1 second. I'll just move over to TROV. Okay, TROV. Very simple play here today, guys. Got halted right here. We got halted twice.
Sean, before we move on really quick.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that when you saw it come back from the backside, right?
Right here, yeah.
And you longed full position at 1020.
Yep.
Would your stop would have been the high a day then?
Yeah. I'm always risking high a day. Once it came down, I said, okay, I know what I'm risking. It was a big risk. Like I'm risking by the time I'm full position, I'm risking 50 cents. But I was so confident in the move to the downside that I wasn't even worried about it, because history was repeating itself. I had multiple confirmations, right? We regained resistance. We had, 2 attempts to break back out. We got VWAP holding down the high a day and volumes declining. So everything was shaping up, to go short.
Cool.
And I was confident in the dojis. The dojis, it didn't happen right there. We got squeezed a little bit up, but then the overall trend, like if you saw a doji up here, like we did the other day, I forget what stock we were looking at, but it was at high a day. That was like the money short. Does that make sense? So yeah, I would be risking this pretty much. I don't think I'd let this run to VWAP. I would rather cut my loss and then look to get back in at a VWAP rejection. But I was confident after this double top, and then we crushed right through here. I was just like, okay, it's on. It's going down.
Cool.
So, make sense?
Yep.
Yo. All right, TROV, guys, very simple. I was just sitting here watching stocks and just watching price action, and TROV came up. It was halted, and it was one thing. I was kind of watching it pre-market. It didn't have really anything going on, super choppy. So I wasn't going to play. It didn't have any volume, but then it got all this volume came in on it. It's just like, okay, it's an obvious pump right here. Like really ugly chart. So we got halted. Let's see here. Where's our halts? Okay, so we got halted at 10 o'clock. We're going here. Why does it say? Oh, I'm 3 hours ahead. Okay, so we got halted here. Halted here, I believe. And then halted on this one right here. So what I did with this stock, guys, is I went into the daily. And a few guys were asking me, was I risking this candle? And yes, I was risking this candle right here. This is my guide. But what do we also have here, guys, at the top of this candle? We have VWAP. I mean, you can't see it because my price is kind of over top of it. But we got almost like a double confirmation here. If we tap out here, or if we like small breakout, if we regain right here in these 530s, we could potentially see a low of 456 or 484. And then what I did is I went back into the daily, sorry, the 1 minute. I'm trying to, I lost where that halt resume was. Where's that intraday gap? Why am I not seeing it? Somebody sees it, help me out here. Let me look at my scanner here, 1016, so that would have been 11, 12, 116 area. Oh, it's because I'm zoomed out. 1 second, guys. Right here. Okay, yeah, this is where we got pushed up, we got halted. Huge gap up. Sorry, guys, I was looking at the wrong chart. Huge gap up right here. And then we pushed up, and then we had another halt. So second halt, I'm like, okay, look to go short. So when I had this right here in the 580s, the 580s was basically, I mean, it was over VWAP. So what I'm looking for is for it to come under, for VWAP to regain here at the 540s. And once 540s goes, I drew this line right here. And what I did is I went into the 1 minute and I noticed that the 456 area was almost at this gap fill level. So I'm like, okay, so this is kind of weird. So right then is when I noticed this gap fill level was right at that level on the daily, I secured my shorts and said, I'm going to play this. So our VWAP level here and the previous close is 549. You guys all see that? 549. So now I'm playing strictly off this candle here. I need to see 550 regain, and then I'm looking to go short. So what happens? We reopen here, we push up, we get rejected, comes back down. As soon as we regained that 549, I got short. I got short right here. And we came down, and my whole play was to fill the gap. I did not wait for it to fill gap. I wanted to play it safe here being Monday and just really book profits. I wasn't too sure. The price action was still pretty heavy, as you can see here. Although the selling volume was high, it was still a lot of volume coming in, but it dropped off drastically. I could have easily held for this gap fill, but I just booked profits. I took my profits right at the 9 here, right when it dropped down to the 9 EMA. If you look in the chat room, I told you I took my profits right in here, and I just covered. So that's almost $1 profit short. Yeah, I mean, it was an easy play. Time and sales was moving pretty quickly. It was bouncing around a lot, but yeah, it ended up being a good trade. And I love halts, guys. I love playing halts because there's always an intraday gap, and you can bet that intraday gap, like we've been talking about, is going to fill. You know what I mean? They usually fill the same day, and this thing, filled within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 10, 12 minutes it filled. And then what did it do when it filled? So we busted through that level. I think this thing reversed, did it not? Yeah, look at that. So it ended up having a gap fill reversal. It did fill and come down, but it ended up reversing. What did it do? It came back up to this gap fill level right here. Well, actually a little bit below it at that 450 that we marked down the daily, and ended up grinding back up. So take your profits. Take your profits. Why is this going there? Where did you get that 484 support level? 484. 484 right here. That was it from the daily here? Hang on. Let me just delete this stuff here. Oops. 484 was, oh, it was right here. It was the closing price on this candle that we were basing the whole trade off of, Cooper. So once we secured VWAP, which was right at the high of day on this daily candle, right? They're pretty much at the exact same level. This 548. This 548 level was key, right? 548 was all about it. So that's the level that I was watching for the halt resume, and I wanted to. I was basing the whole trade around it. So you see, once it broke out, you're like, oh, we're breaking out. Oh, crazy cool. Well, you know what, guys? Breakout's not a breakout until what? It tests it for support. We bust right through it. It's not a breakout. Sure, you could take a quick scalp. Is it risky long in those gap fill reversals? I'm just trading in the first. No, gap fill reversals, they're awesome for longs, but not at this time of the day. You know, you want to hit those things at the market open, right? The first hour you want to be watching. So if a stock that's in play has a potential gap to fill either above or below, you can look at those things for either a gap close reversal, like we've been talking about, or a gap close and go. Meaning gap close and go, meaning it just pounds right through it and keeps going the way that it's going. So they are awesome plays. So like I said, guys, it's not a breakout until we test support, pounds right through it. As soon as we regained resistance right here, it was on, man. Go short, price target, cover the gap. I ended up covering here at the 9 EMA. We consolidated a little bit, and then we ended up pushing down and through it. So it's all good. I could have held both trades for a lot longer and made a lot bigger profit, but whatever. It's all good, man. Green is green. Does that make sense to everybody? These halt resumes? You'll see I play them quite a bit. You know, I do have my stock, my halt scanner right here, so I'm always watching for stocks getting halted. Does that make sense there, Clayton? I don't even know how I hope I'm saying your name right. But you need volume. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, you need volume for any play, right? Any play you need volume. So if a stock fills its gap and it's got no volume today, and it's like barely even being traded, it's not even worth looking at. So I always set alerts for tons of gaps that are in place certain days. I'll set alerts for them, and they'll go off, and I'll just quickly flip to the chart. And if there's no volume, there's no point in even looking at the stock. Whatever, I'll just delete that alert. But if you're setting alerts all the time, every day that you're playing stocks and you're noticing that stocks are creeping up on gaps, maybe it doesn't hit today, maybe it doesn't hit that week, but maybe next week you've totally forgotten about it, but you got that alert set. So you won't miss that play, right? So at least it'll alert you so you can make that decision, right? That's how I roll. That's how I like to do stuff inside. I don't like missing plays. I'd rather like 20 alerts go off there throughout the day and for me to check them than to miss a potential, point or point and a half move. So are you sitting and waiting at the PC all day just watching so whenever the alert comes, you decide? I trade full time now. So, after the open, unless I'm in a position like I would have been on ADXS, I should have been holding that thing almost all day long. But yes, I don't like taking positions, entering positions after 10:30. So after an hour after the market's open, I will sit there and I will watch price action all day long just to get it more and more experience, right? I'll watch the large caps. I always have a list of large caps that I make the previous night, and I'll make notes on where they could move, what I'm looking at, and I'll go watch them and see if I'm right. I just chart and watch price action all day long, man. What large caps do you watch and why? I'll watch every large cap that's in play. If I got a large cap on earnings, or if Tesla and Netflix are coming up to a huge pivot point, for massive bounces, news related, there's every large cap's different, right? It's just like the low caps. It's whatever's in play, right? Whatever, something that maybe has news, or they have earnings, or they've been upgraded or downgraded, by the financial institutions. I'll always look at them. But at the end of the day, It's no different than the small caps. I'm looking for gappers now. I'm looking for big gaps up, or I'm looking for big gap downs. Where do you get the news? Market Watch. You can get the Market Watch. I use a program called Newsware, Newsware. Highly customizable. You can get a free 2-week trial. There's a lot of info coming at you, so you have to learn how to filter out stuff through keywords. But that pretty much gives you the news the moment it's released. I believe it's faster than getting it on the Squawk Box. And the second news and earnings and everything comes out, it's on Newsware. And you also get you can read the financial analyst picks, what they're looking at all the big time, Goldman Sachs, Lehman Brothers, all those analysts and what they're looking to downgrade, upgrade, hard sell, hard buy. So it's it's not big program, but you got to really dig into the guts to really customize it for what you want to get out of it. Does that make sense? What is this program again? Newsware, Newsware. It's kind of useless for the low cap stuff, guys. It's mainly for me, it's mainly useful for larger cap stuff. Newsware. I like it. It's taken me a long time to get used to it, but I want to end up moving over to large caps and getting those 10, 15 point moves. I have caught quite a few of them, but I want to catch more and with bigger size too. So, okay, so a few tickers, guys, that we were looking at in the room. People were talking about. Let's ADXS, TROV. Who in the room was talking about TGTX? That was a nice play. I bet you're pissed off now. Yeah, TGT was on it. Yeah. Okay, so guys, another beauty example of a gap close reversal. So what did TGTX do today, guys? It had a gap up, right? It opened up higher than it closed. Closing price right here, the 8s. Opening price right here, 850. And then what do we have above? So the first thing we do, guys, mornings, if you're looking at this, we check our daily. What do we see? We have a gap to fill right here, guys. 928. Cover too early. Yep. You have to be patient. If you're trying to get the whole move, you have to be patient. I mean, you might not be sure how it reacts when it gaps up, right? Because here it gapped up, had a strong day, finished strong. Had a gap up, gave back its gains, right? Finished pretty weak. So, the chart doesn't have a lot of chart history telling me what it does. You can go and maybe look in here. Big gap up, red day, gap up, red day, red day after, red day after. So there is some trends there, if you guys are picking up what I'm doing here. We also have a huge pivot point right here, guys. You see here in the stock. And we also have a pivot point right here in the 980s. You see all this time? Bounce, 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 breaks through, huge gap down to go through it. So this 988 is a key area in the stock also to keep an eye on, these 980s. Make sense? So now that we know that, and we know that this stock, I can go down a little bit. Oh my goodness, rate price. There we go, that's better. 927. Ooh, wow, a cent. So we're going to watch this area, right? If you're watching the stock, you're either going to set an alert 5 cents before it fills this gap, or you're going to watch it on your screens, okay? This is our main play right here. We're going to wait for the gap to fill, and we're going to see what the reaction is once it fills. So what did it do when it filled the gap? Let's check it out. Boom. What did it do when it filled the gap? Sorry about that. Pushed up. Okay, yeah, bullish. Awesome. It's going crazy. Long it. Okay, we filled the gap. Immediate reaction. Double top right here. That's your immediate sign. Filled the gap. big pullback, right? Not huge, but a nice pullback. 1, 2, 3 candles actually came down, 30 cents. So that's your immediate reaction. Say, okay, I'm looking to go short on this thing. We're having a big bearish reaction at the gap close level. It was an immediate pullback of 3 candles. So what do we do, guys? We wait for it to retest. We always talk about we want it to retest this gap fill area or retest high a day before we take an entry. What does it do? Pulls back down, curls around, comes back up to retest, doesn't get there. So if you didn't get short right here on the double top at the lower high, you could have gotten short 1, 2, 3 pushes up, can't get there. You're risking basically high a day. You could have got short anywhere in here as well. And then the overall trend, guys, was to the downside. You had to be patient with this thing. It was this level right here in this $9 area that was super strong and didn't want to give it up. Right, a little bust right here, comes back up, comes back out. But you see that every move up, guys, it gets lower, right? So that tells me that this $9 area is going to break. It's just, you just had to hold it. Comes back down, lower high. Comes back down on a move, a lower high. Comes back down here, a lower high. Comes back down, consolidates at the gap. That's not the gap fill level. Oh, at the $9 area, sorry, it's support. Consolidates, a little push back up, lower high, breaks it, comes back down. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but if you're up here, you got nothing to worry about. You're cruising. It's just you're waiting for it to crack. And then when it cracked, it was like it was done. You had a really nice move here, man. Even if you got in here at the 922s, you could have covered right at the lows right here, guys. See that? That's your support level right there. Right here, there's no support. It's just like this random shit. There's no consolidation. And as you can see, once it cracked, it really didn't stop till it got down to the actual support level. And it got down, it double bottomed and bounced. Does that make sense, guys? So sometimes if you're holding and you're looking to short, guys, and you're looking to play the overall trend, you weren't sure if it was going to close weak or not, you just had to look what was the chart was giving you. So it comes down, bounces off 9, lower high, comes back down, breaks it, comes back up, lower high compared to this. Boom, a lower high. Comes back in, consolidates. You're thinking, oh, we might be on here. Lower high, breaks right through. You're like, okay, this is it. Well, no, not just yet. And then what do we see right here? I believe I see it. Doji, 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 doji. Doji. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dojis. Nice bearish candle right here. Another bearish candle right here, right here, right here. That would have been what was telling me this thing's getting ready to bust. You see the difference of these candles compared to these? Much more bearish. And then we cracked. Came down after a big move. What happens? We're extended off the 9. We're looking for sideways or a pullback, either sideways consolidation or a pullback to the 9. What happens? We pull back sideways consolidation for the 9. Short, you could have shorted it even right here at the key breakdown if you didn't get in up there. Short it for the break of this candle. Right when we hit the 9, you may for another big move down. So all these setups that we've been talking about, like moving average pullbacks, bear flag, bull flags, I hope you guys are starting to see them on the chart. I'm getting PMs from people that are sending me charts, and it's great. They're seeing these setups. I hope you guys are starting to see them too. You just gotta, sometimes you gotta zoom out from the chart a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta zoom out to tell you to see what the stock is doing, right? To get an overall picture. You know, if you're like in here and you're not sure and you're zoomed right in on here, or you're not seeing the lower highs, the lower highs, the lower highs, the lower highs, that would tell you that it's going down. It wants to break this $9. And once the $9 actually crack for real, you see the volume pick up on the selling, it was over. So are you ever swinging, or are you mostly in the gap fills? I'm not swinging right now. I'm not confident in swinging. I don't know enough about it. I play gaps. I play major resistance. I play A major resistance on the daily. That's mainly my plays. I play gap fills and I play major resistance. And every day there's a good play in the low floats. There's always usually, one pretty good, decent play. Today it was awesome, but I just didn't hold. I should have stayed watching the stock till we broke below the 9 on that descending triangle pattern. Yeah, it helps too, guys. Like flip between your 5-minute and your 1, 2, right? If you weren't sure, you could, we consolidate right here. We're back to the 9 EMA, and everybody who was looking to short this thing was looking for the break of 9. So this is a 5-minute chart right here. You see how a little bit more cleaner that is? Consolidation, and then boom. Pullback. There's your nice bear flag pullback. First candle to make the new low. So after big move, we have profit taking. We're extending off the 9. Pullback. First candle to make the new low right here. People are longing it, shorting it right here as well. As soon as it breaks right here for another move down. Did you take this trade, or I didn't play it? No, it was. I think it was in the afternoon, well, like mid-morning afternoon. I try not to enter any positions an hour after the open or until power hour. I will take something in power hour if something's like moving, but I try to stay disciplined and just, if I'm in a position by the time like that first hour's gone and I'm holding and I'm playing it for the day, then yeah, no problem. I'll hold it. But I didn't take the trade because it didn't fall within my time. But it could have been a great trade if you held it. But I don't blame you for not holding it. If you're not comfortable with it, it's all good. But just take time. The more time you spend on charts, the more it'll help you. P, any more questions on this, guys? I wanted to look at another chart here real quick. I'll just wait a second here. I'll go back to it here if anyone wants me to. PULM. This is another stock that was running. I was watching $3. Was anyone else watching? Oh, okay, hang on a sec. What's your mindset when you are holding about if it reverses? My mindset is I'm entering a trade if history is repeating itself. So I don't enter a trade unless I have confirmation that things are starting to line up, right? If it's a gap fill, I'm looking for the big pullback. I'm looking for the retest. Does it reject the retest? Awesome. Looking to go short. I already have my price targets laid out where it could possibly go. So I try to always have that edge before I enter the trade, right? I have to know why I'm getting in the trade and why I'm getting out. So, if I'm at the top, I'm not worried about a little squeeze because if history is repeating itself, especially in a stock, okay, this stock is known for closing at the lows. I can hold this thing all day long because I know it's going to close at the lows. Or if I just have certain areas of support I'm looking to take profit at, if it's 2 levels of support below, I'll just get out there. If it continues to go down, so be it. But I like to play my trades to a T, and the odd time you're going to be wrong, right? You're going to get squeezed, and that's just part of the game. I go into every trade expecting to lose, right? I'm willing to lose what I'm risking, right? So I just don't care anymore. It is what it is. But as long as I do my homework and I'm prepared for the trade, then that's all that matters. Do you have an alert set at your price target, and what about it reverses? I don't have an alert set at my price target because when I'm in the trade, I don't stop watching it. I'm consistently watching it. I'll have other stocks up beside it, but the chart, level 2, time and sales is always in front of me. So I'm always watching it. What about if it reverses? I haven't had a reversal to where I'm like squeezed in a while, but I will get out at break even, right? If it does go against me and I'm up and it turns around and squeezes, I'll just get out at break even, so I'm not losing anything, and I'll just look to re-enter the trade once the squeeze is done. If it gives me a higher entry for the stock that's known for closing at the lows, fuck, so be it. I'll get out there. I'll get out of my entry and break even, and I'll enter it higher up and write it down for a bigger margin, right? What do you do if you reach the first support level and then it reverses? Usually when you reach that first support level, you're going to get a bounce because there's going to be profit taking, right? I'm expecting a bounce there, right? But that's why I only try to take it on the backside of the move. So then, you're more in control. If you're catching on the front side of the move, it's more like a washout. You know what I mean? Washout from the first move up, profit taking 1, 2, 3 candles, and then another push up. So you got to always aim, if you're shorting, you want to always aim to catch this thing on the backside of the move. I'm expecting a bounce, and then I always look for the retest, right? If it bounces and doesn't break out, then what happens? It's going to go retest the support level. If support level holds, it's going to come back and test out that resistance. Resistance rejects, going to come back down. If it doesn't break out, it's coming back down. So it's just about playing your time and sales, your level 2, and just your price action, guys. And as long as you have a plan for the trade, that's 90% of it. Do you just still keep HOD as stop loss even though you were up? Basically my question. There you go. I just answered it. So if I'm up and that thing dumps like 30 cents and then it curls around and I see the volume coming back in to try to squeeze, I'll just get out of break even. Okay, cool. Awesome. You want to do your little fucking squeezy, no problem. I'll just get a higher NG of the stock because history is telling me that it's going to close weak or that this thing is going to dump. It's extended. There's many reasons that we can look at it for going short, but those are just the reasons I look at it. So, just for profit taking, sucks if you plan second support level and then it reverses after first. That's part of the game, man. But John, honestly, if you're entering a trade and you're looking to hold for the big move, at the end of the day, that thing is, if history is repeating itself, it's going to 95% of the time, it's going to do, if your observations are correct, it's going to do what you're observing, right? It happens that you catch, it'll wash, it'll bounce on you. Sometimes you'll get it, you'll take it on the first test, a high a day, and then you'll short it there, it'll come down to the support level, and it'll bounce, and it'll try to retest. And that's where a lot of guys get spooked out. But if you're at that high a day, you can either get out of break even or see if it'll squeeze. And if it squeezes, just re-enter it. Or let it false break out, come down and retest. There's many different ways you can play it at the top. But if you get it at the top, man, and it drops, and it, you're just in a much better position. I hope that's making sense. You're just in a much better position than trying to short it at the crack of that first support level, because then you're leaving yourself so much more open for a squeeze. You know what I mean? Okay, awesome. We're all good. PLUM, guys. This one was pretty straightforward. I didn't take it, but I hope some people did. I know some people were chatting about it in the room. So when I saw this thing running, what's the first thing you guys notice right here? I'll just start right here. I'll wait for some people to type something. Was watching from $2. Awesome. Watching from down here. So the first thing I noticed just by looking at this area, guys, is I see a lot of wicks. Okay, runs, gives it back, right? Runs, closes at the low. Runs, closes at the low. Runs, gives it all back, closes weak. Gaps up, runs, closes at the low. So this, just right here, this short-term area is telling me, okay, I would be watching this thing from a short standpoint. Again, guys, we have our VWAP right at 320, okay? Well, that's another thing to kind of look out for. So I'll just put something right here. But the reason why I was watching this $3 area, guys, is if you zoom out on this chart a little bit, if I can, if it'll let me, come on. I don't know why it won't let me. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't zoom out. I don't know why it won't let me. Okay, so guys, if you draw a line on your daily at this $3 area, what you'll realize is that this $3 area was a nice pivot point in the stock. If you go back and you look, fuck, God, I hate DAWs charting, man. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. If you go back and zoom out, you'll see that it's a major pivot point in the stock. There's numerous times where this thing tested, rejected, came back below, tested, rejected, braked out, came back down, test, reject. It happened time and time again at this $3 area. Okay. So that was the area I was watching for it, just for shits and giggles. I wasn't going to trade it, but I'm always practicing. So once this thing, like, just draw that line at your $3 area, you should be able to see it by now, no problem. So once it hit this $3 area, I was just gauging the reaction. And it didn't even, like, it got right up there, and it 1, 2, 3 candles. 1, 2, 3. I don't know why this is on here. Let me just get rid of this shit. There we go. So it doesn't even really get, I mean, we could say $3. I mean, that'd be more likely there you're watching. Can't even get over it, man. 1, 2, 3. Highest candle here you have, trying to push through at 600,000 shares. Couldn't get you through. Doji at high a day. You guys all see that? Booyah. Doji right at high a day. That's all I was watching for, this $3 rejection. And then you could have covered, I mean, you could have covered here at this little support level right here. You could have covered right here, guys, at this tiny little support level right here, which it found. See that right there? Wasn't much, but it was there for it to bottom out. Comes back up, doesn't retest. I mean, you could have gotten short right here as well and covered right here. Comes back up, can't break out through this level, comes back down to retest the lows, or I should say the support, breaks through support. So this thing was kind of up and down all day long, but it provided you opportunities to get in and get some profit. Did it like tank? Did it just hit that resistance level and just tank all day? No, they're not all going to do that. But what this will provide you with an opportunity, if you get in high a day and you see these trends, is to get a nice move to the downside. I mean, even if you got 50 cents on this move with 2,500 shares, it's $1,250, right? You don't need huge size to make good profit. You know, there's a bounce. You could have gotten short right on this double top off the bounce, could have covered it right on this candle when it came down to the support level, covered it right here. It bounced, comes back up, tries to retest 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tries to get through here. Can't. What's it going to do? If it can't break out, it's going to break down. Comes back down, right down to this double bottom right here at 250s. You guys see the support level? And it's just a game of support and resistance, guys, at the end of the day. You know, and if you're paying attention to the chart, I know we pay attention to level 2 and time and sales, but man, I watch these charts. Like, I watch it just as much as time and sales and level 2. I watch level 2, but not nearly as much as time and sales and the chart. You know, the candlesticks, the shapes of the candlesticks, support and resistance, you know, really tells me everything I need to know. So multiple times comes up to test. You could have gotten short here, comes back up. And I was watching this thing when we were getting ready in Power Hour. I was actually thinking about shorting it, but I was getting ready for the meeting and didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to get distracted from kind of getting ready here. So again, comes up 290s. I was looking at it right here, these candles right here. I was like, fuck, I should go short. Because this thing has a history for what? Closing week, right, guys? It has a history of giving back its gains. Another question. If you would like to long these, what is it you'd like to watch? If it was really slowly grinding up. For longs, man, you want to get these things at the open. You don't want grindy action. Although this thing did trade a lot of volume today. So for longs, what I typically look for, me personally, are bull flags and moving average pullbacks. Go back in the other videos and watch the, we talk about moving average pullbacks, bear flags, bull flag setups, and everything. All right, hey, thanks for the gotta go. Okay, see you later, Cooper. We'll see you in the morning. So just go back and watch the other videos. Like if you go to my page there and go into the videos, especially the last 2, we talk about these moving average pullbacks, bear flags, bull flags. They're my favorite setups. You can use them on the 1 minute and 5 minute, and they work really, 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 really well. Sometimes a stock will, you know, consolidate for. Here's a good one right here. sometimes a stock will consolidate for 40 minutes, consolidate and back sideways, and then squeeze up for another huge move. I'll post, go to the profit and charts room. You'll see I post them all in there. So just on the last one that got posted, just click on my channel there and then go into the video back part there on YouTube and you'll see all the videos. So here's a good example right here, a few of them. What do? We have a big move up. Okay, this is right at the open. Okay, let's take this one, 9 o'clock. What do? We have pullbacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right back to the 9 EMA. First candle to make the new high. This one right here breaks the body right here. You go long right here. As soon as the first candle to make the new high, right? Consolidate, lower high, lower high, lower high, kind of lower high. I wouldn't be long in that because no volume, but you see the volume increase, guys. Other traders are looking for this setup. You see this? First candle to make the new high right here. What happens? The volume starts coming in. And then again. So we have a big move up. What happens? After big move up, we're extended off the 9. Consolidate sideways. I'd like it to get right back to the 9. Sometimes we don't get there, guys. First candle to make the new high. Boom. What happens? The volume comes pouring in. Okay, breaks it. Another move up. What happens? Big move up, consolidation sideways. You guys see the pattern? It's very easy to see. Push-ups, moving average pullback. 1, 2, we're consolidating sideways. We get to the 9 EMA, another move up. See how simple that is? You just have to pay attention to the chart. Guys, add this to your VWAP washes, your washout longs. These are great. These set up on the 5-minute and the 1 minute. The 5 minutes tend to be really powerful because a lot of other traders are looking for them. And look at this stock just fucking tanking right now in post market. What a piece of shit. I should have shorted it. All right, but you guys all see that? You see how simple this is, guys? Pushing up, consolidation, push up, consolidation. Here we have a double top and then a huge pullback. I mean, double top is where you're looking to get short. Lower high, boom, short, cover. But these moving average pullbacks and bull flags, and guys, they're the exact same on the short side, okay? Bear flags, moving average pullbacks, they're no different. Big move down, consolidation sideways, big move down. Absolutely no different. You can use these setups on the long and the short side. So I hope that helps. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. That's, for the most part, I had, I alerted PHAS today in the chat on this wash right here. I think it was this one right here. Let me go to the 1 minute. No, it's pretty choppy. Where was it? It was right here. Yeah. I was watching PHAS for a big washout, a big crack. This is really ugly though, so it was hard to see. But I think I said in the chat that PHAS is either going to squeeze up or squeeze down. You see how these moving average are wedging together? The 20's coming up, the 9's coming down. I was watching this candle right here. I'm like, something's going to happen here. And to me, it looked like it was going to dump because the 9 moving average reclaimed here. I was watching for a big dump, and it dumped. So pay attention to your moving averages, guys. I don't think, yeah, this thing's trading at all-time highs, so it was kind of a useless play. Nice setup, though. I'm going to see if there's anything on this chart. So here you go, guys. Here's another really nice bull flag. Here we go. Pushes up. Pull back, pull back, pull back. First candle to make the new high, guys. We get to the 9 EMA. People are longing it right here, right for the break of this body. Okay, and what do we see on this green candle? We see all the volume coming in. Other traders are looking for this setup. Yes, so you only use VWAP, but I'm looking at adding EMAs. I use the EMAs. You don't have to, but I use them for these bull flag and bear flag setup. For me and how I trade, they're essential, especially when I'm looking at these setups, the bear flags, the bull flags, and moving average pullbacks, because they're my main setups for longing and shorting too, if I'm looking to add Or, you know, if I get it on the pops, I can just identify it on the short side as a bear flag, a couple candles of pullback, looking to long it rate, add more size there at the 9 EMA. So they are very useful. It depends how you're trading though, guys. It all depends how you're trading. But you guys see these? Go look at your charts. You'll see these setups all over the place, man. Nice move up, pull back, pull back, pull back. This is all profit taking. It's all profit taking right here after this big move up. Profit taking. First candle to make the new high right here, 1152. What happens? The volume pours in for another big push up. And what happens here? We're extended off the 9 EMA. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to consolidate back here. Well, it doesn't like that. It comes all the way back here. And then, you know, it got pretty ugly around here. You know, the volume started to really die down. The chart got pretty ugly. So, but some nice setups there. I hope these moving average pullbacks and the bull flags are starting to make sense. They're everywhere. If you look on the charts, they're fucking everywhere. Large cap, mid cap, small cap, short side, long side. You can use them anywhere. So anything else you guys wanna rock and roll over? Want to check out? I'll just stop for a second, take a sip of this coffee. It's fine Arabica bean. Just checking UXSM. How does it look if it breaks $4? Well, I'll tell you one thing. UXSM, just like any stock. UXSM. Why can't I bring it up? What is going on with my charts? Well, I wish I could help you out there, champ. I don't know why it won't bring it up. I will tell you this. You have to have volume. So you can be watching a stock. You could be watching it for a week. You need volume for the thing to move. You know what I mean? So your best thing to do is just set an alert for that $4 and wait for it to go off and see what it does. See how it reacts. See if there's volume. See if it's worth playing. You know what I mean? UXIN. Okay. That's what I thought. I wasn't too sure. UXIN. All right. I'm not crazy. I don't like this chart at all. This looks ugly. Holy fuck. This is really ugly. Let's look at the daily. See what it does. Even this daily is really ugly. Lots of gaps. It's really gappy. If it breaks $4, you're looking at it right here. You're looking at this $4 little consolidation range. Well, I mean, it could run, but I mean, you need volume, right? I just don't like. Oh, fuck. No, don't trade this. This is trading like a trend trader stock. And see this shit? This all blocky stuff? I think when you see this, this is all like quants. It's like trend traders. You just, stay away from this. It's not worth your time. It really isn't. Look what's moving in the morning. And that's all I do, man. I look what's moving. I'm playing the same stocks that everybody else is playing. I'm just approaching them a little bit different, guys. I'm playing the same stocks that the whole room is playing. You know, we're all looking at the same shit. I'm just looking at it from a short perspective where I'm trying to find out where the thing could top out. So yeah, don't touch UXIN. It's an ugly stock. You don't want to be trading this mess. Like, look at this. That's lame. You can't get. There's no setups here. This blocky stuff is just horrible. You don't want to be involved in it. So, does that make sense? Does that make sense there? Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, you're new, right? But when you see that type of blocky shit, you want volatility, right? You want humans in there trading. You want to see stocks that have, can run in the past. You want to see stocks that are active that day. So that's it, man. Anything else you guys want to go over? I'll just pause and wait. Checking the chat. Checking the mics. This is so great. Is everything helping, guys? Are these videos helping you guys? I'm going to keep doing them. I just want to make sure that they're helpful to you guys and I'm explaining stuff clearly. because I'm gonna keep doing them. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna try and incorporate some live trading here, like not live trading. I'm gonna try to catch my trades and screen capture my trades and upload live video, so you guys can kind of see. You guys can see exactly where I'm getting filled, and you can maybe it'll help click a little bit better. I know live trading for me helps out so much more when I could watch live video. It helped out a ton. So um, yeah. Yeah, beyond helpful. Okay, that's good. Awesome, guys. So if there's not anything else there, we'll cut her there. I'll get this video rendered and uploaded to the tube of the U, and I'll get it posted in the charts and profit room. As always, I won't spam it in the main chat there, so I'll post it in there, and we can rock and roll. Other than that, guys, I'll stop her here. You guys have a great evening, and we will. Yeah, no problem. You guys are all very welcome. It helps me too. I like talking about trades. I like talking about all this shit. So we'll rock and roll in the morning, and I'll see you guys all pre-market. Peace out.